Gaming Bolt presents 15 nuisances only PC gamers will understand. Being a PC gamer means having a lot of options at your disposal. AAA games, indie games, VR titles, MMOs, free-to-play games, MOBAs, the list goes on. Consoles have more than caught up in many of these same spaces, but there's just something special about playing on a PC. Then again, it does have its issues, which annoy PC players to no end. Let's take a look at 15 of them here. Bad ports. The one thing you sort of have to prepare for, regardless of whether it's a AAA release or an indie title, is a bad port. The most egregious example is perhaps Batman Arkham Knight, which ran beautifully on consoles but faced numerous issues and bugs on the PC. This was because the PC port was outsourced to a different company and given low priority. Nier Automata, Neo in some respects, Vanquish in others, subpar to bad PC ports are sadly here to stay. Reselling games. When gaming on consoles, it's easy to just head on over to GameStop and sell a used game. Not so with PC games, which are tied intrinsically to services like Steam, Uplay, and Origin. Once a game is validated, it's tied to your account forevermore. There are also games like Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, which simply provide the launcher on disc and require downloading the entire game. Regardless, don't expect to resell something once you've finished it on PC. Unreliable recommended specs. There's a bad port which simply doesn't run well, and then there are recommended specifications for a title that simply aren't true. Take a gander at Mass Effect Andromeda. The game had severe performance issues despite many players' systems meeting the requirements. Hollow Knight at launch is a less extreme example, plagued as it was with frame hitches and drops. Always take the recommended requirements with a grain of salt. Wanting the best hardware. Perhaps it's because of wanting the most cutting-edge visuals at all times, or because of a sense of pride, but a hardcore PC gamer might go out of their way for the best hardware. If that means investing in a G-Sync monitor, a 4K setup, dual GPUs, the most expensive GPU on the market, liquid cooling, and whatnot, then so be it. Games built for consoles first. Much has been made about the consolification of gaming, especially when it comes to user interfaces and graphics. Titles like No Man's Sky, Fallout 4, The Division, and more have interfaces that seem built with console players in mind. It becomes a problem then when said interfaces aren't optimized for the PC crowd, especially when several PC devs go out of their way to optimize their UIs for consoles. Don't even get us started on games which are developed for consoles and then brought to PC with nary any graphical improvement. Lack of customization. If a game is optimized for PC, then you'd expect some graphical options to tweak performance as you see fit. What if someone doesn't have a powerful rig, for example? When customization options like the ability to change key bindings, the type of anti-aliasing, field of view, and even depth of field are absent, a multitude of new problems can often arise. Ubisoft games on Steam need Uplay. Did you see Tom Clancy's The Division or Assassin's Creed Origins and pick it up thanks to deep discounts? Congratulations! But wait, before you can actually play it, you need Uplay installed. That's right, any recent Steam game from Ubisoft that opens in the launcher will then open Uplay before the game plays. Alternatively, you could just go to Uplay, but who would ever want that? Sales. The Steam Summer Sale, Halloween Sale, Black Friday Sale, and now the upcoming Christmas Sale all feel like boons for your average PC gamer. There are just so many quality games available for such low prices. However, because of these awesomely low prices and the benefit of bundles, you may just end up buying way too many games. Aside from hitting your wallet, this also leads to large backlogs. You told yourself you wouldn't buy any more games until that backlog was cleared. You've told yourself this for roughly 5 years, and now your backlog is in the hundreds. That's alright, you'll play them at some point, right? That is until the next shiny piece of digital content comes around and you opt for that instead. Driver updates. Oftentimes, drivers can make the difference between a well-performing game and an outright train wreck, which is an exaggeration, but still. Many games ship with specific drivers, and though it's much more streamlined than ever, you'll still need to keep everything up to date to ensure the best performance. Hardware incompatibility. Some games don't play nicely with specific hardware. PC players who rely on AMD hardware may encounter issues that NVIDIA users don't. For example, Destiny 2 on the PC would cause major crashes for AMD Phenom users due to a specific requirement for SSSE3, which has since been fixed. Even if it's not AMD specifically, all it takes is one incompatible piece of hardware to mess everything up. Trickier troubleshooting. Let's say something goes majorly wrong with your PC. Your Steam games suddenly aren't working. Microsoft's .NET framework isn't installing properly. The display driver is out of whack, and so on. Unless you're intimately familiar with a PC's inner workings, troubleshooting often involves calling technical support or someone else who can help. It's a lot tougher than consoles, which, despite having issues, usually have more straightforward solutions that don't require full-on autopsies, except when they stop working, of course. Garbage on early access. This is a general annoyance for PC gaming in general, but it's kind of astonishing to look back at the rise of early access. More appropriately, it's amazing how many terrible games have seen the light of day thanks to early access. Granted, there are some good games, Dead Cells and Subnautica to name a few, but early access titles are a lot more limited on the Xbox One and the PS4. Even those that are present, like Paragon and Fortnite, to some extent are in a much better state than your average early access title. Console exclusives. Say what you want about excellent graphics, a wide variety of indie titles, tons of options, etc. But being a PC gamer often means skipping out on certain console exclusives like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, Sunset Overdrive, and more. What can we say? Some people can pick up another console or two, and some of us are just left to stew at what we can't have. Draconian DRM policies. Thanks to piracy concerns over the last decade or so, DRM policies have become more and more prevalent in PC gaming. Ubisoft had their always-on DRM, while Denuvo continues to maintain traction all of these years later. Whether they affect overall PC performance or not, it's still a shame that PC players have to deal with such measures for games that they've legally purchased.
And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Vault, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.